Let's talk about Child's Play. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My channel name is Ledger, so just call me that. So welcome back, and we're going to be ranking all the Child's Play movies. So if you wonder why I put emphasis on Child's Play, I'm not ranking the movies that have Chucky in the name. So Bride of Chucky, Curse of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, Cult of Chucky, those ones will not be included. Only Child's Play 1, 2, 3, and the remake. And point of reference, I like all these movies. I don't think there's a bad movie in the 4 I've seen. And I do really enjoy it. So with all that said, let's get started. So coming into last place for me, I've got Child's Play 3. I still really enjoy this movie, so if I had to say some things that I think are really good about it, I think Chucky is at his, this is one of his best of him being the Chucky. Of the 4 I've seen, this is my favorite version of Chucky. Just, he is cracking all sorts of really fun one-liners. He still has his scary moments, but he's a lot more joking with, the presto, you're dead, and all sorts of really fun one-liners that is just hilarious that he does. I'm trying to think, what is the voice the voice guy? It'll come to me. It's just a really fun movie, and I think that there are some issues that I can take with the film. It feels kind of in points like a rehash of the first two, but it doesn't hurt too much. It also does have some points in which it makes no sense, like the rifle. The movie ranker brought this up, but is it possible for a real gun to be able to put paintballs in a rifle or gun or whatever they were using? Because this stuff is very dangerous. I don't know if you guys know, if any of you guys know guns well, please tell me about it in the comments below, but it just makes it very confusing for how in the world that can happen. But this is just a really fun movie. In the third act, is awesome. That is a fantastic third act, with just Chucky is completely done, and he is trying his hardest to do it, and he loses half of his face, and it looks awesome. And then the way that he dies and being thrown into this little spinny spiky thing, or okay, that sounded really stupid. Please forget you ever heard me say that, but the way that he dies is probably my favorite death in this entire franchise. That's a fantastic death. And it's just really well shot, and I do like the new actor who plays Andy. I feel like this is a more mature version of Andy. He was made a year after the second, so they could not get the actor who plays him in the first two back. So I do really like his character. It's might be my favorite version of Andy. It's just all around a really fun time that I will not be angry to rewatch. In third place is the 2019 Child's Play reboot, or remake, or whatever it is that you call to mean that you're making a new version of a movie that starts with the letter R. Ugh, man, that is annoying. Reboot or remake? Let me know down in the comments whether it's reboot or remake. Yeesh. But anyway, whatever it is, this is number 3, and I do think that this is a movie that I do really enjoy. It's a very love or hate movie. You either really love this movie or you really do not like it, and it's kind of if you actually watch Megan, they are pretty much the exact same movie. The studio, I don't think, was very happy that they were remaking Child's Play, so they were so I think it was Universal or something. So they were like, no, we're gonna remake your remake. So they remade this movie into Megan. It's hilarious. So it's a really fun movie, and one of my complaints that I couldn't put it higher is if you watch the movie rankers ranking on the RoboCop movies, he put the remake very low on the list, and his complaint was that it felt lifeless. That's more that's one of the things that I find. It feels kind of lifeless. It doesn't feel as much like the Child's Play movies. It feels easily the weirdest. The ones I've seen, Zeta Chucky, I know, feels really weird at times, but it just feels lifeless, and it feels like it's missing the heart of the franchise. And I know that to a lot of Child's Play fanatics and Chucky fanatics, what they did to Chucky in this film was a big middle finger, because I know making Chucky an AI is a big no-no for some people. I actually think it worked really well. I think that the angle that they were going was good, and It's actually really, it feels kind of ahead of its time. Well, actually, no, it doesn't because we're in the modern day, so not really, but it's showing us how AI is slowly coming back. Hello, the Terminator. If we are not careful, then we could have a Terminator on our hands, or an Ultron on our hands, or just we could have a lot of really bad stuff. And I am still waiting for a sequel to this. Mark Hamill is a fantastic voice cast as Chucky. He feels like he's not even trying to compete with dang it, I cannot remember his name. What is his name? Who plays Brad Dourif? Brad Dourif. He doesn't feel like he's trying to compete with Brad Dourif, and they're just so iconic. And and Mark Hamill's iconic in his own with his own voice, using it. But I will say, if I had to knock this thing against, it's the theme song that Buddy has, or that Chucky has as Buddy. Ugh, that song is very catchy, yet it is extremely annoying and really gets in your head, and I cannot get it out of my stinking head. Yeesh. Ugh. I really wish that I had not listened to that song, and I really wish that was not the theme song that they played in the credits. But I do really hope that this becomes a franchise of its own. I don't think we have ever. I don't know when it comes to horror if we have ever gotten our own like franchise of a horror franchise. Then they make a reboot, and the reboot actually manages to get its own franchise. Because literally, nearly every time a horror reboot comes out, the critics will destroy it, or it'll bomb, or a lot of times both, and then it won't be able to. Then it won't be able to get itself a sequel. So hopefully this will be an exception. But unfortunately, we may have only gotten one of these films. But hopefully, I am wrong because I will be so happy to be wrong about that. Our runner-up is the original Child's Play. This is a classic of the genre when it comes to horror, as this 80s classic. This is a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with this movie, and it feels like it's its own thing. Like, it stands apart kind of as its oddball in the Child's Play franchise, because they're now known for this really horror comedy route. This one's more of just a thriller with horror elements. It does not feel like the rest of the films. Even the 2019 remake is probably scarier than this. It's much more bloody and gory, but this one is not very violent. It's got a few moments of blood, but it's not too violent. I think Andy here is really fun. He's a bit younger, so he's not as. I'm not trying to do anything against him. He has some moments where his acting is a bit choppy. It's not too bad. He was young. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to knock against him, but I do really enjoy his voice casting. Sorry, not voice casting. I really enjoy his casting, and I think he's even better in the second. But everyone knows that. Oh no, did I seriously just forget his name? Mark Hamill and Brad Dourif. Man, I need to start remembering that. Brad Dourif. He is the standout. Chucky is not on screen a lot. He is. If you want to know how little he's on screen, he probably has less screen time as Chucky than Pennywise does in It Chapter 2, which is quite a little amount. But to be fair, this movie is only like an hour and like 45 minutes or something, not 2 hours and 49 minutes. Thanks a lot for that, It Chapter 2. But anyway, this is just a really fun movie. It's a classic, and it feels like the reason I couldn't put it higher is because it feels like when you watch the franchise as a whole, this one feels a bit more quaint and a bit weirder compared to some of the other ones in this franchise. But coming in first place for me is Child's Play 2, a fantastic sequel that manages to actually get bigger and, in my opinion, better than the original, simply because it feels bigger, it has more stakes, and I like that Chucky is not more of a mystery in this. He's more front and center. He has a lot more jokes in this. Like, I really enjoy that scene where he's like, okay, Andy, I'll let you out. And then he says, now open the... He says a word that I don't want to say because I'm a Christian, so I don't want to say it. And it's really funny. It's just one of the times that he is hilarious. This is Chucky sometimes at his funniest. He's not as humorous as he is in 3, but whenever he does make a joke, it's pretty funny. And the reason that I elevated this one over the original was because of the fact that it feels more like the franchises, and also because of the third act. The third act is awesome. The third act, 2 and 3 are constantly battling for my favorite third act in this franchise. I love both third acts so much, but that one, oh, that is a fantastic third act. Just the way that Chucky is just, he finds out that he's been in the doll too long, so he can't turn into a human. So I mean, understandably, he's a bit up in his feelings about that. He's a bit angry, so he like comes after Andy, and he just keeps on coming. Like he gets his arm cut off, he puts a knife on and keeps on going. He gets stapled to the thing and then melted. He keeps on going. He has his legs cut off. He keeps going. Like the dude will not stop until he gets Andy. It is awesome, just the way that he can't stop. He wants Andy dead. I mean, it's just the way that he does it and the cleverness of the way he does it, and he has actually a really good kill in which the teacher with like he kills someone with a ruler. That was awesome. Okay, I know it's probably bad that he killed a teacher with a ruler, but I didn't really like her. She seemed like she was kind of picking favorites in the class, and she intentionally decided to go against Andy. And I get that it looked like Andy wrote a very bad swear word on his paper, but be honest, lady. The How old was Andy? What were the odds that he not only knew that word, but also managed to write it that big and that neat? No one can write it like that at his age. And ooh, like she jumped to conclusions way too fast. And when he said he didn't do it, she was an idiot. So I didn't like her. So I was not like, oh man, why'd you have to kill her? I was like, yeah, I want to see Chucky kill some people, and it's just really fun. So this is easily the first. This is easily number one in my ranking. There you have it, everyone. There's my ranking of all four Child's Play movies ranked. I'm going to keep doing that, sorry. But in fourth place, not a bad movie, is Child's Play 3. In third place is the 2019 Child's Play reboot or remake. Comment down below which one it is, but boy, is that annoying. My runner-up or second place is Child's Play, the original, and my number one is Child's Play 2. So let me know what you think of these movies down below in the comments section, and let me know, do you love these movies or do you absolutely hate them and think that they're too weird and too out there? So let me know. I would love to have a discussion with you about that. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember to have a good one.